You guys know that I'm not just passionate because I like Donald Trump. No, I'm passionate because our country's over if we don't show everybody this evidence, get the Supreme Court to pull this down. Today's the day we have to get the word out of my $5 million offer to these guys. We have to get the whole world watching. This is it. We have 3 weeks buildup. I'm going to drop evidence every single day. There's a $5 million prize for anybody that can prove the election data that I have from the 2020 election is false. Brandon, put up the challenge page right now, will you?
Like in anyway, I'm not going to talk about his silence between his words. Mike Lindell, do you guys remember when he was offering $5 million to anyone, cyber security experts or cyber experts in general, to disprove all that information he was tossing around his cyber symposium back in 2021? Well, there's news. Let's watch.
This just in, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell has now been ordered to pay out $5 million to an expert who debunked his 2020 election conspiracy theory.
They went to arbitration, and the arbitration panel said this data is not related to the 2020 election. Mike Lindell, it's time to pay up the $5 million.
Time to pay up, bro. Of course, he's trying not to do that. Here's some details of what he's now doing after he's been proven wrong for the 487th time. The panel said Robert Zeidman, a computer forensics expert and 63-year-old Trump voter from Nevada, was entitled to the $5 million payout. Zeidman had examined Lindell's data and concluded that not only did it not prove voter fraud, it also had no connection to the 2020 election. He was the only expert who submitted a claim somehow, as what those arbitration records then showed. So he turned to the arbitrators after Lindell management, which of course contested the results here. They refused to pay him. He proved them wrong. They said, hell no. So arbitration stepped in and said, hell yes, you do. It's weird, though, because I mentioned it was done at this cyber symposium that he had in August, I believe, of 2021. And it was so airtight, I don't know how. Remember this moment?
This just came out. It's Gateway Pundit. It's by Larry Johnson. And what he said, he goes, one of Mike Lindell's cyber experts bailed on the China hack theory earlier this week and spoke with the media. Why now? He goes down to say the cyber expert on the red team hired by Mike Lindell now says the key data underpinning the theory that China had attacked our election unveiled at the cyber symposium is illegitimate. That's a lie. Okay? China did it. Okay? It's a lie. So we're deflecting this lie and we're checking into it. The red team's checking into this Larry Johnson. It sounds like he's CIA.
It's the damn CIA again. In case you guys couldn't really tell what was happening there, one of his cyber experts, I guess, turned on him and said, you know, all this stuff that he's talking about at this symposium is BS. None of it makes any sense. In fact, I don't want anything to do with it anymore. And now he was CIA suddenly right after that. Also, how come he's offering to pay $5 million, but he's not offering to pay more than $100 for that suit that fits very horribly on him? Just a little bit of mean things to say. But still, it's the CIA. But one more glimpse that CNN did point out to us. In depositions, when it came to all this, he was very confident that this would not happen this way. Watch.
Now, as part of this story, we got access to some of the filings related to this arbitration. We also got access to some of the depositions. And in Mike Lindell's deposition, he's pretty confident he's not going to have to pay this out.
When you had the idea for the Prove Mike Wrong challenge, did you have an expectation you might have to pay out $5 million?
No, why would I have that? Because I already had validated.
So you didn't have any concerns that someone might win the Prove Mike Wrong challenge?
No, because they would have to show it wasn't from 2020, and it was, you know.
So I talked to Mike Lindell very briefly today. He has vowed to me that he is going to be taking this to court.
Of course he's taking this to court. When in reality, you know what happened was, Burbank, in the official rules of his $5 million challenge, he was avoiding court, and he said, we'll settle this in arbitration. It said it right there in the contract. I'm not sure how much further you can go with this, but my only regret is no one else, or at least it's very simple, I would assume, to point out the lies that he was pushing in this, just to be $5 million richer.
This is not a real person. This is a character from the writers of Parks and Rec to The Office. Like, I can't believe this is a real guy. Down from the mustache to how his suit goes up to his shoulders, the way he talks, all of it. Why is the MyPillow guy inserting himself into every political conversation in the United States? And I did some thinking on it. And I think it's because MyPillow guy has a vested interest in people not being woke. It actually directly affects his fortune, how much people are sleeping. So that actually makes a lot of sense. But it's hilarious that someone can say, I bet you $5 million that this stuff is fake, and then they can take you up on it and there can be a lawsuit. We live in such a litigious society. It's kind of funny, but it's also bringing so much attention to the fact that all of the data they said they had surrounding election fraud is false. A lot of it wasn't allowed into court because it was just deemed to have no grounds as evidence. And so it's really good that this is in the center of the conversation again, because there are a lot of people that still don't have a lot of trust in our election processes. But the right has been consistently saying, and it's a trend, that the CIA is an enemy of them. The CIA has never been an enemy of the right wing in America. If anything, they are the tentacles reaching out abroad to the octopus that is American right-wing extremism, affectionately called El Pulpo by the people in Central America and Latin America that have been affected by the CIA's activities there. So it's absurd that they're now trying to rebrand their relationship with the CIA as if they haven't been on the same team the whole time.
It's a common theme. Also, when Trump was had to go to his arraignment, it was the most biased judicial system ever. Suddenly they have a problem, and let's defund the police. Come on, bro. Good luck, Mike Lindell. Like I said, him going to court is also not in the contract, and also they were supposed to settle with arbitration. We'll see what happens. Who goes? Maybe he doesn't have the $5 million anymore.